Maury, are you on your computer or your phone?
iPad.
iPad. I gotta try and do this on my computer so that I can not be like super close.
Okay. All right, guys, we're recording right now. So we're going to try not to make this too long because I don't know how much room I have on my Zoom for actually recording because I don't have the extended package anymore. So a lot of us are doing the 90-day challenge. By the way, I'm Cindy Geiger. Thanks for joining us. For those of you who I've not met or don't know me, I'm excited about this new 90-day challenge. Is anybody else excited?
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, oh no, we gotta work now. Just distractions have been coming up with me with summer things. I'm gonna just let me see if I can just mute people out here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, is everybody muted? I think so. All right. Okay, so I want to start with a little devotional because every morning I have been doing a devotional and it just kind of puts my head in the right space, you know, the right mindset to start your day off in a positive note. So this little book that I got, a friend had given it to me, and it's all about keeping peace every day in your presence, and it's really helped me. And actually my word for the year was peace, is peace. So every morning I start off with this and it gives me a little different perspective. So June 10th, I'm going to read this morning so you can get a view of what I had. So it says, rest in me, my child. Give your mind a break from planning and trying to anticipate what will happen. Pray continually, asking my spirit to take charge of the details of this day. Remember that you are on a journey with me. When you try to peer into the future and plan for every possibility, you ignore your constant companion, who sustains you moment by moment. As you gaze anxiously into the distance, you don't even feel the strong grip of my hand holding yours. How foolish you are, my child. Remembrance of me is a daily discipline. Never lose sight of my presence with you. This will keep you resting in me all day, every day. And then it has a couple different Bible verses of the day, and I usually pick one of them to start my journaling. So one is just pray continuously. The Thessalonians, I can't even pronounce that, 5:17. And there's another one. If you take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. Psalm 139:9. And there's another one that says, final rest on my soul in God alone. My hope comes from him. Psalms 62:5. So I usually pick a verse of whatever I wanted out of that talks to me, speaks to me, and then I write that at the top, and I start just kind of journaling personally stuff. But a lot of that says a lot every day, how we try to strive in our own steps and we're freaking out all day long, or we let fear take over, and we just don't have any peace. And the next thing you know, I kind of get stuck in anxiety and all of those other things that come with us. So it's just a reminder to me to just, you know, not to worry every day and let whatever happens, you know, do my part and then let him do his part. So I really like that you know, whatever we send out, and that's another thing I'm learning, is if we send out messages and, you know, if we send it out in peace, and if we do not get a person of peace giving back to us, then that really is not somebody that we want to deal with anyway. So we can let that go. And I also love this, that whoever, I don't know if any of you guys were at the Triad or listened to Chad Canello, is that his name, that was at the Triad event. And he talks about the different types of apples. You know, there's that red apple that is like that person that's great. They're ready to go. They want to run with this, and that's awesome. And, you know, just run with them. Or else, you know, there's a green apple that may have, no, not so ripe yet, isn't quite ready, asking questions. They want to know everything. They have to just, you know, be patient with them and give them time. Or there's those, those apples that are just rotten, you know, they're not nice to you. You send out peace, they don't give it back. And what do you do with them, right? You got to let them go. You got to just not hold on to them. They're not doing you any good. They're not ready for anything. They're just not healthy. So that's kind of a nice perspective to think about people in your business that you're reaching out to. Don't get caught up in the ones that don't want it. You're going to be pulling them along, and that's going to be pulling you down also. But one of the the steps to the 90-day challenge we were talking about today, Kim wants us to do our personal development every day, 10 or 15 minutes. And we got to do our aha moments from that. So today I came up with was fear. I listened to something Pam Souter was talking about fear. And fear comes in a lot of different ways that we don't even realize it, different forms. Fear can come when you're feeling down. You're just feeling down, not a lot's happening in your business, you know, and then fear takes over. That's a way fear comes in, through just your emotions. Fear can come in self-limiting beliefs, you know, lots. I'm not good enough. I'm not, you know, young enough. I'm not pretty enough. You know, I don't have the gift for that. You know, you can just stuff. That's all fear, you know, and it's a choice that if we choose to believe that. A negative mindset. Fear can come in big time in a negative mindset, and that's why it's so important that we do our personal development every day to get our minds right in a positive mindset. And that's the best way to do it, is right in the morning. There are days that I open my eyes and there'll maybe just a feeling of negative, just doom, you know, and I'm like, it's bright and early. Why am I feeling this already? You know, and am I going to let that come against me? And I have to start right then and there. You know, that saying, you know, with the devil, like, let him be afraid of you getting out of bed in the morning, pretty much. That's what you got to do. You got to gear yourself up, right? And start thinking positive things, start saying them. So right away, I say, I am thankful. I am blessed. I have a beautiful home. My bed is comfortable. I am thankful for my toothbrush. I am thankful my husband gets out of bed earlier than me so I can have an hour more of sleep, you know, a good sleep, right? Just whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, all that doom and gloom starts to go away, and you start working on that positive mindset. We all get it, you know? So what else do I have here? I need my glasses is what I need. What you think people are thinking of you. Yeah, that's another one. If you're thinking people are out there thinking, oh, that crazy girl, you know, she's messaging all day long, you know, that's crazy. People are probably not even thinking about you, right? Let alone what you're messaging, because sometimes this can get right. Or there's another one, or letting people get to you, right? That the bad apples that are coming back at you, right, Maury? That can totally sabotage you, or it can totally, you can take that energy and you can just run with it and let it fuel your fire, right? You can make a choice with that. So, so what is fear? Fear really is false evidence appearing real. We let it get to us. It's not really anything real. It's something that just, it's part of the mindset, and it's a makeup in your mind. So it's not real. This weekend, I actually went to church, and I'm going to a new one, and I didn't really want to go. My friend wasn't going. So I ended up going, and man, this guy is powerful. And he was just talking about the same thing. So what do we got to do to conquer fear, right? Action. That's the only thing that conquers fear. So, and it's really scary. It's scary to go through that fear and it's scary to sit there and do nothing. Either or, it's a scary point. So we are not going to grow if we do not move forward. We do not go through that fear, right? It's a process. And we won't grow in our comfort zones. So what do? We either stay there and be the same person forever and just be miserable, because it's no fun being in a position that we know we're supposed to be doing something and we're not. Or we can face that fear and be transformed and grow, because that's where the good sweetness is on the other side of walking through that fear, right? So, and he totally talked about that, being transformed. I know that, for an example, every year I was growing up, we had this really fun swimming hole, right? We would all go down to it's a creek, and it had these huge rocks, and we would call it the rocks. And every summer we would be jumping off those rocks, and they were huge, right? For us little kids, these are really, really high up. And it took a lot of courage to jump off. We were afraid, right? You're fearful of jumping off. And once you do it, man, that was exciting. That was powerful. It was so fun, right? We were full of energy, and all the fears just went away. Okay, so we don't do it for a while, right? And the consistency of keeping jumping off those big rocks, that's what's going to keep us out, fear away. But comes around again, and here we got to jump off that rock again. And you're afraid, you're so afraid, right? So, and what do you got to do? You just got to, you know you're not going to get hurt. You know that we've done it, so you just got to do it again. That's fear. So 70% of our growth will be from action. So if we know that, that's something we got to decide if we're going to go through or not, right? Write your fears down, guys. Like a little, like, what are we afraid of, really? Sometimes it's just, we don't know. It's kind of hidden. But if we really think about it, we write them down, crumble them up, burn them up, and get rid of them, right? But I listened to 5 tips that you can do to motivate yourself with fear. So one of them is determine if your dream or your desire is a must, right? Is it a must? Is it that important to you to face your fear? So is it a must that I constantly message, do this business every day? Is it a must? Because what happens if I don't do this business every day? Is it that important to me? Am I going to move to have that, whatever those dreams and desires I am looking for? Is it a must that I do this? So you have to determine if your goal and your dream is big. Is it a must that you have to do this business for? Is it worth going through those fears to get it? You have to decide. And write this down too. Like, what will it cost if you don't push through your fears? Like, what's it going to cost you? Is maybe you're not going to be able to take your kids to like vacations. Maybe you're not going to like be able to have that really nice dream house that you always wanted, because we weren't, we're settling. We're not going to push through those fears. So you got to decide, to push past those fears. Is it a must? Is it big enough to go through your fears? And another one is, number 2, is recognize your excuses, because remember I said fears come in excuses too. And, all types. Well, I got kids. I got 5 kids. Well, I know people that built this with 8 kids. I'm a single mom. I can't do this. Well, maybe you need to do this. Maybe it's a must. You need to do this. I'm too old. Look at all these young girls that are doing this, and they got what it takes. I don't have any money. I don't have any money to build this, right? So you need to turn these around and use these excuses as fuel to build your business, Use them as fuel to fire, you know, and make your story out of them. So what? I'm old and look what I did, you know? I went Ruby 3 or 4 times already because I'm not old, you know. You turn it around and make it your story, because your story is going to push or inspire somebody else, no matter where you are. You were given gifts to do this business, and your gifts are special. So don't ever feel like, you know, use these as an excuse. You know, turn them around and use them to fuel your fire, and make it a must. So number 3 is adopt a growth mindset. Okay, so how does she mean by this? She says, okay, she says, you give up on your goal because you think it's beyond your abilities. So it's, some of us will do an all or nothing, like, well, I'm too busy today, so I'm not going to be able to do my messaging or whatever it is, my task today, because I have too many things on my list to do. Where you could turn that around and have a growth mindset and a professional mindset, not a mindset of a, what is that other one when you're not professional? You know, like, I just lost me, but I know, and it'll come back to me. But you can take 5 minutes here or 30 minutes there and use that and change your mindset with equaling out is that I must come up with time to build this business because my dreams are worth it. My desires are worth it. This is a must. I have to do this. So watch your excuses, guys. So number 4 is pain brings valuable insight. This is a pretty neat one because, and I think the older we get, we have more things that have happened to us that have hurt us, and we could totally let some of these things shut us down. Like, you could get a message and say, quit messaging me, you're spamming me, you know, just like we talked about earlier, right? And that can hurt, you know, and you can totally let that just shut you down. Like, okay, well, that's it. I'm not going to message anymore today because, you know, I don't want to put myself through that. But what if you had a mindset of a professional, you know, and you turn it around and you use that as fuel and you say, you know what, I'm going to show them, because I'm going to turn around and I'm going to message 10 more people. And that 10 person might be my Stephanie Dunn, you know? So don't let your hurts hinder you, right? Turn them around and use them to fuel your fire. And number 5 was know that failure is inevitable. Okay? You're going to get no's. You're going to fail. And all the people that have had success, they failed their way there. If you get 3 no's, okay, and the door shuts on you every time you open it, what happens if you keep going and that 10th no, like I said, is a yes, and it's your must? What if that 10th no was your must and it gets you there, right? It gets you your Stephanie Dunn. The thing is, you never know. That's kind of like, I think, God's secret. His funny little way of, you know, joking around with us is, yeah, you're going to have success, but I'm not going to tell you when. You know, you're going to have to work for it. So just keep asking. And these are just the 5 little steps, or the ahas, that I have learned today to just take your fear and change it into motivating it into, you know, into a spin for the good, to get you motivated. Okay, so that is pretty much all I had on my little aha. So I want to open it up, since everybody's doing their personal development today, right? I want to open it up, and if you could share like one aha moment of personal development that you found today. Would that be cool? Let me see. Let me just unmute all. Did it unmute you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's still, there it goes. All right, so let's see. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
You want to go?
I don't mind.
Okay, awesome.
I'm
Vicky,
waiting for
right?
the baby to blast off, so I'm still okay right now.
That's awesome.
So I usually, when I get up in the morning, I watch like a different video that gets sent to me. I watch Stephen Furtick videos usually. And this morning's was Open Your Mouth, and it was just kind of appropriate for everything that Kim was talking about in the 90 days, and especially with things that are happening in my own life. But it doesn't hurt to open your mouth, whether it's to share something with someone or to speak your prayers out loud or to defend yourself and say, no, that's not going to happen anymore. And it just hit so many different places in the business and kind of pushed me to, it's going to be hard to do the 90-day challenge, but I need it.
Right, yeah.
That was a lot of my whole like 5 points was about opening your mouth and how it's like it's a storm and it's okay because you're not by yourself with it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. And if your business is, if your mouth's not open, you know, either's your business, you know. So it does. I find a lot of personal development or scriptures or whatever, we can make it go toward our business, you know, and that's awesome. So it's so important. And I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for personal development, you know, sticking with something so long, you know, and Kim pushing me also. And it's kind of scary being up here and, you know, being in the Zoom and being like a leader, which all of us are going to be doing. And but if it wasn't for Kim pushing me, I was scared to death to do some stuff like this. And I don't know, I have not too many problems doing a Facebook Live, but for some reason, sometimes when you're all up here looking at me, it's different. It's different. So who wants to go next? I don't know how much time I will have. It's not really telling me. Oh, we have 9 minutes left. So, okay, if we all have a minute, that'd be cool. All right. Tammy, real quickly.
How are you?
I'm good. It's
How
good
are
to see
you?
your beautiful face. So what's
Oh,
going
thank
on? What did
you.
you learn in your stuff
Well, I've
today?
been doing a lot of personal development lately for myself. My word has been courage and life changes. As you know, I have gone through a lot. I've been out of taking care of my business, but I did some life changes, and I quit my job after 20 years in the same business because I was done with it, not having a life. So now I walk the beach every morning with a girlfriend and the dogs, and I think about, this is what I'm here for. This is why I'm in the beach. This is my life, and I'm going forward, and I'm taking this business to a whole nother level, and I'm taking care of me from now on at the age of 55.
Awesome. Yeah.
So that's what I'm working for.
Yeah. That's awesome. Tammy, I always love that you're always right there too, and you just keep going. And yeah, so you're one of the good ones.
I miss you. I'll see you soon, though.
I know, it's always fun getting together. So
I need
all right,
that,
so
too.
is it Alyssa?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, let me know because
No. It's Elsa, but Alyssa's fine.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
use.
All right. So what have you got going on?
So for today or the other, like any day?
So just any aha moment that you've learned with your personal development that's kind of standing out to you.
I don't know what to say. Like, I know that there is something, but I don't know how to say it, I guess you could say.
Well,
Give me an example. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I noticed that you're on the Zooms.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome because you're obviously, you know, that's important. So you're doing what you need to be doing. That's pretty cool.
I would say like doing a lot of like messaging with people that I don't even know, like friends of friends, or stepping outside of my comfort zone. Like just this whole business itself is like huge for me, and I've never done anything like this in my life.
Right.
I usually just work a 9-to-5 job, go to work, come home, and to be able to do something and really extend myself is huge for this. To be able to get on here and talk, or I haven't done a live yet, so that's even more like stressful thinking about it, but I'm hoping I can get to that point in the next couple weeks. So
Oh, awesome.
that's
You
huge.
will too. And it's an amazing feeling when you walk through that and you do it. But the thing is, we got to keep doing it because another thing I read was fear is never going to leave us. So we can either learn to friend it and just talk to it and say, okay, fear, I know you're here and I know what you're saying, but I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this. And you just watch me. So it's kind of like you have to make it a friend. So Miss Brandy, how are you? Good to see your face.
Good.
So I know you do personal development a lot.
Yeah, I feel like, so today mine was like balance. I have 2 kids, so just making time for the business, my kids, the house. Still waking up early, I felt like it helped a lot. Journaling is what I do when I first wake up. Communication, another one. I feel like it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Mhm.
A lot of like, some people, like when you're texting, they could take it wrong. So I feel like for me, like talking on the phone, I feel like is better for me. So you have to know what works for you. Repetition, consistency, and a decision. Those are some of the personal development I have.
Awesome. That's all really good stuff. And you know what I notice about you, Brandy, is you're no excuse girl. You got kids and you're taking care of them, but like you just said, you can get up an hour earlier. So that's like leader material right there. So, all right, Miss Cindy Miller.
Wow.
What's going on with you? What'd you learn today?
I've actually been so crazy busy today. I'm in and out. I'm just trying to absorb it all now. I'm reading up on it on my tablet. I did the 20 host to post by accident. So I just wrote that in. I was supposed to touch base with all my loyals today, and I accidentally sent them all a host to post for me. So it worked out perfect.
Well,
I thought it was
you know
saying,
what?
hi, this is Cindy, I'm checking on how you like your product, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just zoning in on it. And all of a sudden I read it and I'm like, ooh, I'm asking them all the hosts to post for me. And I got probably about almost half of them they were asking me about it.
Well, that's cool. See, so you learned like you don't have to be perfect to build this, and it actually worked better when you were just like, so what? You made a mistake, right? Like,
Yeah, I was like spacing out. Like, all right, I just need to get more coffee, and
right.
I had to just walk away. And it was like, yeah. And then I see all you guys posting names, and I'm like, what is that? Oh, I did that already.
Yeah, we all like. I know I needed this big push group, so this.
What is the 5 things that we need to write down or whatever? What is that all about?
Oh, that was just like the 5 aha moments that I found today. Like, I think we were supposed to like write down 5 aha things that stuck out from our personal development today.
Okay.
Well, that was just kind of a couple that I saw. So awesome.
All right.
All right, we got a couple minutes left, and I'm going to, Maura, you're going to bring it home.
So for me today, personal development was obviously getting roadblocked horribly. That was a absolute fear of mine. And you're right. Maybe I did just bring that on myself, which, is a definite possibility. But it was something that I had in the back of my head that I didn't want to do a cold message to anybody because of this fear of mine. And of course it came true for me. Everybody else is doing just fine. But for me, you know, it definitely was my roadblock. So I did also find that secret message yesterday that I know, Cindy, you can't find on yours. But most of us have been able to find that. And I was able to send my link out to somebody who, of course, they're all going to start barking, that they decided, you know, doing the host to post for me, that they were now interested in the same thing that I was giving them for the host to post, and they're going to order tomorrow. So that turned into a big positive for me. But part of my major thing is that, you know, that whole cold messaging thing. So I took that in a different spin tonight. And after being blocked majorly today, this afternoon, I turned around and went back to my very first host to post all the way back in January. And I started cold messaging those people, because for me, as long as I already had a message going with someone, I'm able to message them and follow up. So I took it as, listen, I have amazing possibilities going on right now. I'm just curious if there's anything else you'd like to, you know, learn about, from hosting a post and getting in on our $100 gift card, to our new products and specials that, you know, you may not be aware of, to also our business opportunities. So if there's anything that I can help you with or you're interested in, please let me know. So I did take it to a positive level, you know, which was good for me. And then for the other thing I'm doing is, I've noticed that on if you have a page, you know, like my Rap with Maury page, Facebook is offering to do free phone calls with you and guide you on how to use social media for your business. So
Wow.
I didn't know if anybody else knew that. And normally I don't share that until I find it that it works. But it is something that has popped up now the last couple times. So if you have a page that you're managing, when you go to either boost a post or check out boosting a post, it will come up with a message from Facebook saying that they have specialized media people that are willing to call you. And you put in your number and you schedule your time to do a 15-minute conference call with them.
Awesome.
So that's huge for self-development for our pages as we work our businesses, and as we start adding people and learning how to actually use Facebook, you know, to benefit us, since most of us, 99% of us, are using all social media to build their business.
So that might be a topic that we can talk about. So